Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is bring about the benefits of psychological, mental health, emotional health, and coaching paradigm stuff. We do that as often as we can. We get over 1,500 of these available for your listening pleasure. We add as often as we can. And so just some things in terms of what can make a long distance relationship last pretty well. That's kind of what we're looking at here. Would love to be of assistance to you in that way in terms of improving the overall quality and consistency of relationships. If that's something you're interested in, please feel free to reach out at PO Perception on Twitter and or in the About Me section of this YouTube page. Either one, get you in touch with me or remember my team. We can make something happen from there. First thing that is to be looked at is instantaneous connection. Like you just feel comfortable with a person. Now, obviously, emotionalism can get in the way of that on a consistent basis, which is not a, you know, the not the best of situations and or a balanced way. Um, the you know, there's an interesting way to kind of balance things out, and knowing that you have a instant connection can be helpful, but it can also be somewhat damaging in so much as if you overemphasize the value of a connection too quickly, then the sustainability of the connection can also be something that may be short term rather than long term, and ultimately not be in your best interest to continue to pursue at the level you're pursuing it. And so making sure that you have as much data as possible when making decisions about your connection is important. The next thing is you feel balanced when dealing with a person. They do not consume all of your time, yet you look forward to interacting with them, connecting with them, being around them, and ultimately being in a healthy space as it relates to them, so that you can make intelligent decisions and be in a good space on a consistent basis for your overall health, wellness, and awareness. And so that balance of looking for continued growth, but also maintaining personal independence is there. Vulnerability, which is necessary in all relationships that have long-term potential, is also something you're comfortable with. Now, that doesn't mean that you are giving yourself away completely, or that you are in some way, being out of balance with how much you're expecting the other person to do for you, emotionally speaking. But at the same time, the idea that you can be open with somebody about your struggles, about the things that bother you, about the things that take you in a direction you don't want to go, but also dreaming with them about your goals, dreams, aspirations, long-term focus, and vision of what you want for the future is easy because they are willing to hear you completely and not be super hypercritical of the things that you are ultimately looking for from them. Openness to constructive criticism, as well as allowing them to become an integral part in pushing you forward, is another factor that many people see in long-term lasting relationships. Unfortunately, the concept of the foundation of a relationship is greatly being lost in the last several decades, mainly because of the quick pace that we move at and the emotionalism and instant gratification that has crept its way into the foundation of westernized society in many cases. Now, that's not to say that people can't have those long-term connectives, but it's harder to maintain them because the level of commitment required to maintain them and the foundation necessary for them to be healthy for everyone involved is harder in some ways to maintain when you are moving at a super quick pace. The next thing and the final thing to look at here is fighting fair and or agreeing to, knowing how and being willing to agree to disagree when things aren't going according to the way that you both would prefer. Now, it doesn't mean you never disagree. Certainly, there isn't a relationship where you're going to agree with everything your partner says or does, but learning how to agree to disagree in order that the relationship maintains a healthy balance is something that long-term lasting relationships will emphasize, just because obviously you're not going to see everything through the same eyes at all times. So hopefully this is helpful. I encourage you to keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.